Yes, last weekend we had big stuff. This week we've got big stuff. About 2 a.m. It'll be Sunday morning or Saturday the 20th of October as it will be in America. Garcia Morales, WBC World Light Welterweight Championship. Pauline the Magic Man Malignaggi. Pablo Cesar Hano, WBA World Welterweight Championship. Randall Bailey. He bangs. He's old. He's dangerous. We love him. He's a bit eccentric. Against Devon Alexander, IBF World Welterweight Championship. And then this guy, crazy name, crazy guy, Hassan Endam Njikan, against Peter Kid Chocolate Quillin. That's the WBO World Middleweight Championship of the world. You can join me and Steve Lillis for those 2 a.m. We'll be here all the way through the night. 4 world title fights from Brooklyn. They'll be fast, they'll be furious, they'll be bang, 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 in and out of the ring. Hopefully I'll be speaking to one of those boxers from that bill before we ring the final bell on this evening's show. But right now, it's a guy that we've loved, we've embraced here on Box Nation. Keezy loves him. I think Keezy would adopt him. I really do. Steve Lillis treats him tenderly, loves him, Lillis, and I like him. And so do the fight public. It's one of our favourite Welsh boxers. It's a young kid called Tony Pace. Now, when we first covered him on Box Nation, I think he was losing for the 3rd time in 3 fights. Since then, he's won 3, I think, of his 4. But more than that, he's turning his career around, to say the least. Now, I had to speak to Tony a bit earlier because he was either going to the gym or work or both. And yes, he does work, as you'll find out during this interview. And I grabbed hold of Tony Pace a little bit earlier on. And the first question I asked him was he enjoying being a winner and not a loser?
Oh, it feels really good, Steve. Hopefully I can keep it up now and get this British Masters title. So I'm training really hard for it. Like, I was meant to be fighting that Shane Singleton.
Yeah.
So I've been training for like a 10-rounder for ages anyway. So.
And you've actually won. You've won 3 of your last 4, haven't you? You lost your first 3, and you've won 3 of your last 4. You're on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good at the moment. Oh, Steve, could I just say a big thanks as well to my sponsors?
Of course you can, Tony.
DTM Traffic, and then I got Biomax.
Yeah.
And I got M&A Ducey and Treforest Recycle. They've all been great and chucked me some money for my sponsoring.
Tony, how long have you had all the sponsors?
Well, after your show, Steve, last time, they all they all just come to me, really, and helped out.
You know what it is, Tony, right? You might have only had 7 bouts, 3 wins, 4 defeats, but you're a bit of a cult fighter, you know. People know you. People come up to me when I'm at shows, and they say, when you getting that young Welsh kid on again? When you getting the Snake back on? It's terrific.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be on Box Nation soon. Box Nation show soon now, Steve.
Listen, I hope so too. Now, Tone, are you still working at that fast food restaurant?
Yeah, still there, Steve. I'm on break now. I am.
Yeah. But now you're fighting, you know, in addition to being, you know, the king of the chips, the king of the shakes, the king of the double burgers, and the king of the whatever it is, the Big Mac. You're actually fighting for is it the vacant British Masters lightweight title on the 1st of December in Newport?
Yeah, that's it.
Tony,
really looking forward to it.
Tony, you're cracking it. You're going to be leaving us behind. Tony, listen, you know what I also find amazing? You are still only 19, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still only 19. Like, hopefully now get this title and it'll lead on to bigger things in my career.
Now, Tony, are you a lightweight or will you do light welter? How's it going to work with you weight-wise?
I'm going to stick at lightweight now. I make it easy enough. Like, I was reserved for prize fighter the other week. But the week before that, I weighed in 10 stone 5.
Were you in for prize fighter?
Yeah, I was reserved, yeah.
Okay, so you got a couple of quid for being a reserve, didn't you, as well?
Yeah, but in a week, I got down to 9 stone 11.
Wow.
So, well, I made actually 9 stone 10, but... Oof. So the weight for this fight, 9 stone 9, I'm going to make it easy, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course you will. Now, Tony, let me ask you this. If you're working shifts in the hamburger gaff, when do you get to train, or do you train in and around your shift? You know, do you go running in the morning, go to the gym in the afternoon, working? What do you do?
I train around my shifts really. Like if I'm on afternoon shift and I can't go up to the gym,
Yeah.
I'll go for a run really in the morning, and my dad will take me on a pad and in the day before I go to work. Then I come home after work then and do another training session, like circuits, bag work, whatever I can fit in really. But if I'm off, I train definitely 3 times a day.
You know what,
I
Tony?
keep myself really fit, like.
It's a great story, and Tony, you're not going to take any short notice fights, are you? Where you're going in against a guy in his hometown. Those days are over, aren't they?
Hopefully, Steve. Hopefully.
Good.
And can I just say another thanks, Steve, for a guy called Martin Lyons helping out. Like, he's helped me get all these sponsors and everything as well. So he's trying to help build on my career as well.
You know what, Tony? You're a bit like, if I had you in here in a T-shirt, you'd look like Lewis Hamilton with all those patches on you. Listen, Tony Pace, all the best on your big fight on the 1st of December, and it's been a delight and it's been a pleasure and a delight trying to give you a bit of a leg up over this last 12 months since Box Nation has been on air. Tony, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Thank you.
You remember little Pace? He had that fantastic fight, I think, with Ronnie Heffron last year. I think it was Liverpool. I think it was the undercard of the brilliant Nathan Cleverly and Tony Bellew fight. That was a great fight. We tend to forget that fight. We tend to forget how good that was. We've had so many great fights on Box Nation since September the 30th. 2011 when we launched. What were we like then, eh? Remember the studio we used to have? It was red. Do you remember? There was a glass table there, the same glass table we'd used back in our Setanta days. Those were the days, not the Setanta days, the Box Nation days. Yes, we've already had the anniversary of this show, and we've had lists and guest lists of boxers that have been on. He narrowly lost it. Then early this year, he was in a hard fight. He narrowly lost it. A couple of weeks ago in Newport, not Swansea, in Newport, he was in a hard fight against an unbeaten fighter. And all the way through, myself, Richard Keys, Enzo Macronelli, Steve Lillis, we said, give this guy a break. He's a terrific young fighter. And it's a delight and a pleasure to welcome to this show one of the favourites here on Box Nation. In fact, he could be as much a favourite here as Krez is. Tony Pace. Tony.
Hi, Steve. I'm Tony on the show. Yeah, Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, Tony, of course I can hear. Listen, it's a delight and a pleasure. Sorry I missed you out last week. It went a bit belly up with Winky. Right, Tony, listen, you've got a win on your record, another win on your record against those defeats, all against good fighters. When are you out next? And tell me, are you in a 50-50 fight next time?
Well, I don't know the exact date where I'm out next, but hopefully soon. But I've had tough fights so far, and hopefully get a few easier ones. I mean, 50-50 instead of going out with 70-30 chance of winning.
Tony, one or two of those fights on paper are more like 90-10, and you come close to winning. Let me ask you this story. There's a great story about when you were in the Welsh Championships. And you were meant to fight Fred Evans, who's now going to be going to the Olympics, boxing for GB.
Yeah.
And I'm told you showed up on the night without a trainer. Is that true?
Well, I trained there, and I seen my trainer, and he said, Tom, I didn't think you want me in your corner, so I haven't brought any of my kit. So I had to go and look for him.
And who did you find? Did you find someone?
Yeah, I found Enzo Macronelli. He was really kind enough to put in there for me, like.
You know what, Tom? We get more. Obviously, we've had some big fights here. We've had Vitaly Klitschko against Del Boy Chisora. We've had Del Boy Chisora against David. Sorry, we haven't had that yet. We've only had a version of that. But we've had some big fights here on Box Nation. But you're in now about top 10 because of who you are. You've only won one of the 3 fights you've had on Box Nation. What do you put that down to, Tony?
Well, I'm always there to win, Jeremy. I know it's going to be tough for me. It's hard fights all the time. But I ain't there to lose. I'm going to give them my best shot, and I always am going to do that.
Listen, Tony, we are going to get something together here. I'm going to speak to Jim Rosenthal, John Rawling, Steve Lillis, one or two of the boys. We're going to have a whip round, and I've told them, I said, we're going to sponsor you, so you don't have to take fights at short notice against winners. You're going to be a Box Nation sponsored fighter.
Oh, that'd be great, Steve. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got no sponsors at the moment. I'm not promoted. So I'm just finding really hard, you know what I mean? But if I had that, I'd have just so many opportunities.
Tony. Where do you work, Tony? What do you do for your job?
I'll be honest, right, I work in McDonald's full time. And I got to find time to train. I'm always working.
You know what seems mad, Tony? Down in Peru, right, in South and Central America, in Peru and one or two other countries down there, McDonald's sponsored the Olympic teams from Peru and Bolivia, and you work for them. Surely they could sponsor you. That's my next mission, Tony.
I've already asked Steve to. They say they only sponsor team sports. But I've asked already, like.
Well, just get a tracksuit that says Team Pace. Trick them.
Yeah.
Listen, Tony, it's been an absolute delight and a pleasure talking to you every back on the show. Tony Pace, hallelujah for that boy. Chris, you don't understand.
With Tony Pace after his good win over Liam Griffiths. You had a lot of support for this fight, Tony.
Yeah, I think I sold about 100 tickets and I had a couple of people coming on the door as well, so it's really good. Most I've ever sold. But yeah, it's really good.
There was plenty there. How do you think you did, Tony?
I think I done well. Could have stepped back and kept my distance a bit, but he came out to hold on all the time. He's just trying to stay in the fight really.
Obviously, Liam came to go the distance. Did you find him awkward at all?
Yeah, he was quite awkward. Every time I come in, he was just holding on, so I couldn't get my work off. But he done what he had to do to go the distance really. So.
From what I can see, you heard him a couple of times with some good body shots.
Yeah, I did catch him a lot of good body shots, but he just covered up, kept his guard. And, well, like I said, he's just holding on. I couldn't do much about it.
He had a point taken off him. Do you think he should have had more taken off?
Yeah. He's holding on loads. What else he do? He's just pushing, grabbing, tying up my arm, everything. I think he should have had another point that at least took off. He had a lot of warnings.
Was it nice to be the home fighter for once?
Yeah, definitely. Nice to be in the home corner and have all my crowd there. But, wait and see what goes on. Now hopefully I'm in a home fighter again and other shows, but wait and see.
Well, you had well done, Tony. You had a big future ahead of you.
Alright, thank you.
What a win for you that was.
Yeah, it was good. That's why I prepared for the fight. You know what I mean? But it was meant to be 6. Got cut down to 4, so I had to pick my way for it even more.
Did fantastic, kid. And do you think you won every round?
I thought it was close every round, but I thought I picked it. You know what I mean?
He was really working out there. It must have been a hard fight to take, with dive training and Steve for most of his career, but...
It was up to Steve for us. I didn't say he wanted it. It was Steve's choice.
Steve's choice, yeah.
Yeah, Steve wanted it, so we took it.
It's a big name on the record, kid.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll progress off that now. Get a slightly better fights, you know what I mean? But I'm happy with how I'm going so far.
Do you think, with a win like that on your record, that people are not going to sort of look at you as the opponent now?
Yeah, well, I'm still fighting hard to get opponents. I'm actually fighting hard to get opponents myself now, though, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not many people that want to box, they just keep pulling out. Can I say a big thanks to my dad for training me and helping out all the time. And China Village up by me, a local Chinese, they're a lot of help.
Oh, you're a good boy, aren't you? Well, listen, let's hope you get some more sponsors, some more people backing you, because you are a great fighter.
Thanks.
Well done, babe.
Winner in the blue corner from Oldham. Ronnie Heffron wins it, Richard. Complete shutout. 6 rounds to 0. The brave effort from Tony Pace.
Well, I know we should be talking about Heffron, Steve, but I like the look of the snake there. He covered himself in glory, didn't he?
It was good. I mean, 0-3. This kid needs looking after, and you know, Steve was standing up full of admiration for the kid. He needs looking after. Someone should shine him up. As Enzo says, match him a bit better, and he can get a win.
Well,
he's
not a
journeyman.
The last time we saw him, he was working in his score. He's kind of doing that helps tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Enzo said that he bumped into the World Championships when he was up against Fred Evans, who's just qualified for the Olympics, by the way. One of 5 that qualified last week in Baku, Azerbaijan. So tonight he comes and he's got the house second, a guy from Blackpool, nice guy, who does all the seconding. He's the guy that washes the gum shoe out. Suddenly he's been upgraded tonight, puts his gloves on, gets in the ring, the little see-through glove, and he gets in the ring, and he's then in charge of the corner. And they maybe only met on the walk to the ring. And I tell you what, I hope we get a few moments to talk about this kid afterwards, because I want to talk a bit about the snake.
Well, before we do that, let's hear from both of them at ringside.
Yeah, thanks, Richard. First of all, Ronnie, you enjoyed that?
Yeah, it's alright. I didn't want to push myself too much on fighting in 2 weeks' time, so I played a little bit at the end.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks it is until your Central Area title fight. You'd rather do that than spar then, obviously?
Yeah, I'd rather do that than spar, yeah. Just get used to the rounds as well. Done 6 good rounds, so it would do me alright for 2 weeks when I fight.
What about this crowd? Obviously, there's a few of your lads here as well, making a bit of racket.
Yeah, there's a few, I think 150 from Oldham will come down, so it's a good atmosphere as well.
And what about your opponent? I mean, he gave you some scares in the first couple of rounds. He gave as good as he got, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he's tough, strong, keeps coming forward, it's good for me here. Learning.
Yeah, brilliant. Good to get the W. It's a good win with Tony as well. Well done, mate. A lot of people probably expecting you to not go the distance, and you're tough as all now.
Yeah, but like I've been through boys my few fight training, lived a lot, like gained a lot of experience off it, and I'm only young, so got a lot to learn, haven't I? So that's how it goes.
Well done both of you. Great fight. Back to the studio.
You know what, with him, okay, if he was in the World Championships and he was living with Fred Evans and he's 18 or 19, you know, I think John said he was 18, okay, I'll be honest with you now, there's a very brave man somewhere in this building, that's the agent who put him up at 18 years of age for a 6-rounder and not a 4-rounder. If that's a 4-round fight, okay, he still loses, but he comes out with he was very tired at the end and he was getting caught a lot in the 5th. He came back in the 6th. I tell you what, Frank Warren dispatched Dean Powell, who was Frank Warren's matchmaker, to go and sign this kid and do a deal with this kid, because when we go to Wales, which we no doubt will on Box Nation, he's a good-looking young 18-year-old. He'll do 150 tickets, and it won't be hard to get him a win because he's a Heffron's a terrific prospect, don't get me wrong. But that kid, Tony Pace, is a fantastic prospect. I don't want to see him become a 10-2. No. I don't want to be talking 2 years' time when he's losing for the 4th time.
Heffron is back in the ring in a fortnight. He said he didn't want to leave everything here this evening. Did it look like that?
Well, I don't think he had to work for that win tonight, and you know he was tired himself in the last round. He's got a tough.
Green in Wales, Tony Pace. Tony Pace, 18 years old, has the nickname of the Snake. Little baby face. Lost his first 2 professional contests on points, and he's in against a real hot prospect tonight in Ronnie Heffron. Is he going to be able to handle it?
To be honest, a tough ask for Tony Pace. I've known Tony well. He's a good amateur. We're only at junior level. I think he only had a couple of senior amateur bouts. He did lose to Fred Evans, who's obviously one of the best boys about. But again, I think you're two senior bouts is a big difference between amateur boxing and professional boxing. And this Ronnie Heffron has been impressed me every time he fights. He comes.
Please welcome, weighing in 10 stone, 6 pounds, 4 ounces, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red and blue shorts, hailing from Talbot Green in Wales. Please welcome, Tony Pace. And weighing in 10 stone, 7 pounds, 4 ounces. He's one of the hottest prospects in boxing after winning the capacity shot. Richard King promised that this was going to go past the first round, and it duly has. Competitive round, but Heffron, well, he looked as though he was bossing it for me.
Yeah, he did. He pushed him back. He made Pace go on the back foot. He made Pace think a lot. And he's showing a lot of shots. I'd like to see him just calm down a little bit, pet him with the jab a little bit, open him up, and then throw the big shots rather than putting everything into every shot.
Anthony Farnell giving the words of advice. Here's some of the action from that first round.
As you can see, Pace standing his ground, he's not in all Heffron, but obviously the bet.
Anthony Farnell giving the words of advice. Here's some of the action from that first round.
As you just on the pressure alone.
Into the second round. Ronnie Heffron on the right-hand side of your picture. Undefeated prospect from Oldham.
I think Heffron sees an opening and Pace's left side, he's throwing a right hook underneath the elbow, throwing a jab and then throwing a hook underneath the elbow. Nice little inside shot.
Lovely uppercut that left hand.
And another one just come on the inside from the right hand.
Pace felt the weight of those shots.
Good shot back by Pace to the left hook.
He's game.
Yeah, he's very game. I said he's full of confidence and he will stand and fight. I just think the bit of inexperience that he has will play against him. Heffron's been professional for a year and a bit, and he's a strong boy, and as you see, he's put everything into these punches, which either going to tire Heffron out, which I doubt it, or they're going to make Pace tire out.
Well, Heffron fought for Borshaw, a amateur boxing club, also produced Joe Murray.
Nice little uppercut there by Heffron on the inside.
Sparred Amir Khan. See Joe Murray sitting at, John Murray rather, sitting at ringside tonight. He's got a big fight coming up on the undercard of the Miguel Cotto Antonio Margarito fight.
That's a tremendously hard fight, and that Rios is something special.
Brandon Rios looked a real talent last fight. Most impressive. Big ask for John Murray, but you've got to seize the opportunity. You've got to take these on.
Without a doubt, he's been given a chance, and he's going to do everything he can to take that chance. Some strong punches coming in by Heffron. Like I say, keeps targeting the left-hand side of Pace's ribs. But Pace, he's holding his ground, he's fighting back, he's not being overruled.
Yeah, he's a fit lad. These body shots will have a cumulative effect, but it's not noticeably sagged under the weight of them so far.
Now he's been caught clean with some shots. He hasn't shown no reaction to the shot, but you know, if these punches keep coming in, they will have an effect in the end.
Heffron planting his feet, a fairly static target in front of Pace. He has been clipped a few times.
Yeah, Pace is looking for the counter. He knows what Heffron is targeting. He's waiting for him to throw that shot and come back with a hook of his own.
Heffron just being told by the referee, as you probably saw, keep your punches up. And there was one little reply from Tony Pace on the blind side of the referee, which was south of the border.
Yeah, it's a pro game. Obviously, he's learning these tricks very well already.
I'd like to see a bit more movement from Heffron.
I think Heffron felt this was going to be an easy fight, and that's why he come out and try to overall Pace, and Pace has stood his ground. He's shown a bit of machismo, as they like to say over in Mexico, but he's stood his ground. He's getting caught with some shots, but he's not overawed, and he's coming to win. He's coming to fight.
Another round for Heffron, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's showing the better shots, he's showing the cleaner shots. But it's not one-way traffic. Pace is in the fight. He is trying. He's making Heffron work very hard.
You see Heffron planting himself, trying to deliver some real hurtful shots in close.
I'd be very impressed with Heffron's body punches. He targets the body, then he switches up head, as you can see the legs, pump the jab out, went underneath. I know he's been catching Pace some good shots, and the longer the fight goes, the more...
So into the third. Coming up later, of course, we've got
young lad Tony Pace, and he's a brave boy.
Back round, and he'll take take pride from the fact that he can go the distance if he does pace. That's a good shot, good uppercut from Heffron. Pace took it well again though. It's a tribute to his fitness.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I watched him fight a couple of weeks ago in Newport Leisure Centre. He didn't have such a hard fight as this, but for a boy doing a 6-round fight in his third bout, it was quite impressive, especially when he's up against, and especially the performance he's put on.
Well, Heffron trying to bring up the uppercuts through the middle, clearly winning that 5th round. But Pace not rocked at any stage?
Not at all. He's clearly winning the fight, Heffron. He's showing some good shots. The Pace is letting him know he's always there. He's not going to quit. He's showing some nice right hands that rocked Heffron's head back. So he's just going to keep his mind on the job.
There's an example of it. The right hand fired in over the top, and Heffron banging away at the body and bringing in that good uppercut.
Yeah, some clean shots from Heffron, but there's not been that much of a reaction on Pace. He's been taking these shots very well.
So 1 round remaining in this welterweight contest. Although 5 out of 5 on Heffron so far, but brave performance from young Tony Pace, just 18 years old.
Yeah, 5 rounds to 0 for Heffron, but the scores don't really tell a story of the fight. He's been made to work very hard in this fight.
Good jabs from Pace. Nice start. The urgency about Heffron's work in the early seconds of this final round.
Yeah, he's looking for that start. Pace isn't backing down. He's making this a fight. People are gonna remember his name after this night. He's just his 3rd professional fight. He can go on. He can learn from this. He's been put out with his depth in his 3rd fight, and he's doing very well.
There's plenty of fighters who struggled early in their career and progressed. Most notably, I suppose the most notable example of that's Johnny Nelson, who had a pretty ordinary start to his pro career, no real amateur experience, and then wound up being world champion for goodness knows how long.
Just basically learning from the experience. And like I keep saying, 3rd professional fight, going on against someone like Heffron, not embarrassing himself. He put up a good performance here tonight. He's trying. He can only learn from this fight, and Heffron himself can learn from this fight. He should be using his brain. He's got some lovely boxing. He's catching Pace with clean shots when he's keeping it long. But when he gets involved in a fight, that's when Pace has got a chance.
Heffron's blowing a bit now. He's feeling the pace. Literally.
I gotta get used to this comedy humour, John.
He goes back a long way, doesn't he? He's been in the game, 30, 40 years.
But he was in Steve's corner. So Johnny
Owen back in, when was that, the late 70s?
One of my favourite fighters, Rodney Regan, the world champion.
Well, I gather was here somewhere tonight.
Yeah, I spoke to him today. He should be down. He's not here already.
Well, the action continuing where it left off in the first, and it's Pace living up to his name, trying to set it.
Yeah, Luke's just slightly looking for the perfect shot. He just needs to let his hands go a little bit more. He has the speed and the ability. Just try and get those angles on the shots.
That's better. That's what Steve Robinson has been telling him in the corner to concentrate on getting in and throwing those left hooks.
This is where I'd like to see, when they close up, I'd like to see the blurrier shots. The real shoe shot, lots of 5 or 6 fast punches, just so you can get out of trouble.
Robinson has a weakness, it's maybe that he hasn't got that single one concussive punch. Very nice technically though, that's a lovely body shot, good work. And you see again, excellent balance as he got away out of the range of a possible count.
He does some good right hand in the top there, just didn't quite that was a good shot as well there, John, starting to connect a little bit more, would love to see.
And that's around for Robinson so far.
Yeah, he's moving well and he's countering well. He's still a few more shots than he did in the first round. Still needs to be aware of what's coming back though. It's only the way basically work every second of every round.
Seen Robinson on Box Nation before, had a good win against Mark McRae back in February. He's way to ease himself up the rankings. Originally touted to be a 6-rounder, reduced to 4. The shorter distance is going to favour.
It's only pace, to be honest, because obviously Luke's like a natural boxer mover, so you don't have time to play. That's a nice jab, but just evading the shots. Yeah, just thinking it's Super Tony mode. He's looking forward and working at a high rate. And
good work from Robinson. Much more effective in this round. There's 2 body shots of quality.
I just like to see him throw a feint before he throws some punches. You know, a little feint just to make Tony keep his hands up high, you know, expecting a shot. And then let a nice little flurry of 3 or 4 punches, nice and straight. I think that'll work well for that.
One around the back of the head. Robinson a little complaint to the referee. And the bell goes to end the second round. Better round for Robinson, I thought that.
Yeah, it's definitely an even fight at the moment. John took a nice shot from the end there, Luke, so he has to just keep his hands in a little bit more. You know, when he's throwing shots, he has to drop both hands.
We'll see if we can hear it this corner.
Some good advice there on his dad, John was saying, you know, that Steve was saying to Luke that corners. So when you get inside, throw those fast punches, then move up the range.